Ahead of this year's Ryder Cup, 9 of us hopped in a van. And what you're about to witness is 72 hours, 61 golf clubs, 4 cameras, 3 microphones, 5 different golf courses, 44 cheese curds, and 3 diverse stories of golf that you didn't know you needed. This is Wisconsin Uncovered. Our first story is the story of the first black golf pro in the history of Wisconsin. And our host is Bradford Wilson. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the trip.
I'm Bradford Wilson. I'm an actor, a filmmaker, and an avid golfer. And I'm interested in telling black golf stories through the lens of a curious young black golfer. When I learned that group golf therapy was going to be going on this trip and meeting with Hanc Spivey, Wisconsin's first black teaching pro, my eyes lit up. This is exactly what I want to be doing. I'm looking for Hanc. What can you tell me? Hey, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm well.
Yeah.
Brad.
Hanc Spivey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
So you were a part of starting this junior program here?
Yep, first one.
To see it, thriving still like this, what's that?
It's amazing.
What's that mean to you?
I'm just so happy and proud that Scott took the reins and continued to develop it here.
I get the sense that Hanc doesn't reflect much on what he's accomplished. He started the youth golf program at Dretzka Park back in the 80s. It's difficult to put into words why it's so important to tell Hanc's story.
How did the media in the world find out about all this?
Well, personally, for me, I'm curious about learning black golf stories. I learned that you're the first black golf pro in the state. So when you joined here at Dretzka, I'm wondering what your experience was like.
I came here with my head golf professional, and we're working and trying to make the relationship between golfers and Milwaukee County better.
So you had students, you had folks that you knew pretty well here. What about the folks that you didn't know?
The folks that I didn't know had total misinterpretations on why I'm here. Some of the African Americans think they're here to showboat, okay? Others said to make the quota, okay? And it was none of that. Absolutely none of that. See, PGA of America don't care if you're orange, green, yellow, or white, or whatever. You can do the job. You got a chance to get it. Some liked it, some didn't.
What does that mean in terms of golf? Like, you had folks coming here specifically to see you.
Yeah.
And I'm curious as to what that demographic was like here back in those early days.
Most of that, I had to go into the city.
Okay.
Because the parents didn't have transportation to get out here. Okay, so I would have, and when I do the inner city programs like inner city parks and so forth, tremendous amounts of talent. I had girls like 8, 9 years old, being players of the year. They get up and they're very athletic and do it. And after about 3 years, I'm going, yeah, you're going to grow up. I can see you about 15. When you're about 15, you can go and do it. Well, after that, they stopped showing up. So me, and I didn't know if I should or not, but so I started to go into some of the homes. Hey, where's she at? She wasn't in class that way. So I sat down with her dad, and he told me the story about why she couldn't come, and it broke my heart. So I said, okay. She was like 8, and she had to be the mother for the younger kids to get them up in the morning.
Do you think a story like that is more common than we realize?
Yeah.
You had the talent, right? You went into the city, you found kids that were interested in the game.
Yeah. My biggest thing is why they didn't come together is the long-term mentorship. We can give them the lessons and get them going all we want, but if nobody's there to keep these kids going, they're going to drop it.
Yeah. What can Milwaukee be doing better?
The parents need to stay involved with what their kids are doing. Be interested in what they're doing there.
Yeah.
Because then the bug might bite them. If the bug bites the parents, then the kids are in.
What would you say to someone who maybe doesn't know golf but is interested and just wants to get their foot in the door?
Don't be defined. Life is big. Life has so many opportunities. Try it. See if you like it, and make sure you get into it for the enjoyment of something. If the bug bites you, then pursue it a little bit. If the bug bites you just to play golf, than just play golf. Okay, go into it because you enjoy the game, you enjoy the camaraderie of people and so forth there, and you think it's got something to offer. I think the integrity, the sportsmanship, and the honesty and so forth that golf teaches you is going to go a long way in everybody's life.
Yeah.
See, Ben, and I'm gone. Okay, back up here. Yeah. Hey, hello.
Watching Hank interact with the folks around there, the kids, Hank very much resembles a leader, someone that is instantly recognizable, someone that still connects to the community around Dretzka Park. It was really, really special to watch.
Off we go into the sunset. Thanks again. See you later.
Hank is evidently a pioneer of golf education here at Dretzka, and he continues to leave his legacy with this course and its staff. So Connor, Drew, and myself all have interacted with Random Golf Club in some capacity. Drew is a Wisconsin ambassador and Connor a writer. We have such respect for what Random Golf Club does and represents in golf media. When we got the call from Random Golf Club about potentially taking this trip to Wisconsin, getting to meet for the first time in person, it was really hard to say no.
So you got to meet Hank this morning?
Yeah, got to spend some time with Hank this morning. I could have spent the rest of the morning talking to him. I found him so interesting. I wanted to know more about what's behind those eyes. At one point, he got pretty choked up talking about one of his students who was struggling with being the oldest daughter and sole provider for her family, on top of trying to golf. Even thinking about it now, it gets me kind of emotional, just because that's so unfair to ask of a kid. And how many more stories like that exist, and are reasons why golf is not the most accessible.
Yeah.
For a city like Milwaukee, which is so segregated, like 40% black, blacker than Compton, blacker than Oakland, blacker than Chicago. How many more stories are like that out there? He represents an official capacity in this industry, in this game, and there's so many people that come through his doors, and so many hands he shakes, and so many stories that he could tell. A lot of black history in this country isn't recorded, so sometimes it takes passing down stories from generation to generation to really be able to tell the story fully. To be the first black golf professional in your state is a big deal. Dude's solid.
Before we left Dretzka Park, I got a chance to play with some of Hank's friends and students.
How long have you been playing here?
35 years.
35 years. Okay. You mind if I tag along? Just for this hole?
Yeah, no problem.
The chip. Should we touch how to play? Yeah. Really? The guru. How long have you been playing golf?
Oh, I'm 74 years old. I started when I was about 20.
20.
But I have eaten every hole out here. And I'm talking about the par 3, every hole.
I believe it.
It took me 30 years.